On the 13th of May 2015, two friends, Jason Citron and Stanislav Vishnesky, released a program called Discord to the public, with the aims of building a better platform for gamers to connect with one another. Since then, however, Discord has become one of the biggest social media sites, behind the likes of YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram, averaging over 195 million monthly users. And as a result of the millions of monthly users, the program's dark side has become a lot more prominent, becoming increasingly more spoken about and investigated. So in this video, I will be taking a deep dive into the dark side of Discord, as well as some of Discord's darkest, most unsettling, and strangest mysteries. Sit back and let's dive into the darkest mysteries on Discord. In 2021, a 15-year-old Bradley Cadenhead from Stephenville, Texas, created a Discord network referred to as 764 after his Texas area code. See, Bradley Cadenhead, who went by the online name Felix, had previously dropped out of school, as he had become a major target of bullying when he was in education. It was during this time, though, that Cadenhead had developed quite serious and dark thoughts in relation to addiction, and used the 764 group which he had formed in order to extort, groom, and cause harm to multiple minors on the internet. See, the 764 group, which had grown to over 100 members, would seek out minors on games like Roblox and Minecraft, befriend them, and then extort them into themselves and sharing images of the harm into the network's Discord server. One incident in relation to the 764 group included a teen from Connecticut who was befriended by a member through Discord and Roblox. The victim was convinced into sending private images to the assailant, who then used them against her. The 764 member then manipulated and coerced her into harming herself, as well as using her blood in order to write the numbers 764, amongst other things like animal cruelty. This all being streamed to other members of 764. Another case included the hamster, as well as self-harm. It's even known that the 17-year-old who carried out a school shooting in Nashville at the start of 2025 had connections to 764 and other groups, often frequenting the community. A teenager named Tubbs was also linked to the group, as he had recorded himself committing violent attacks. Whilst he professed his loyalty to the 764 group, he was later arrested and given 14 years. As of 2025, the core membership of the 764 network has been arrested. This includes Bradley Cadenhead, who is doing 80 years in prison for his crimes. This hasn't stopped subgroups from emerging, however, from the likes of No Lives Matter and the community. These groups have caused such chaos that the FBI has publicly announced that over 250 active investigations into the group are underway, referring to it as domestic terror. Discord's team have also spoken out and said they are cracking down on these criminal networks. This is 23-year-old Jack Teixeira, a former American airman. In 2020, him and a group of his friends formed a Discord server titled Thug Shaker Central, where they mostly showed off guns as well as military gear. Fast forwarding 2 years, however, and in 2022, in order to get some attention on the server, Jack Teixeira began to type up classified documents that he was given access to at his work, before then posting him in this Discord server, gaining very little attention. In late 2022, he began uploading images of classified documents instead of transcripts. Later in 2023, the same images of the classified federal documents were posted in multiple YouTubers' Discord servers, escaping the small community he was a part of. In April 2023, the Pentagon or the United States Department of Defense became aware that classified information had been leaked onto the internet, and then launched an investigation on 23-year-old Jack Teixeira. He was later arrested 7 days later on the 13th of April 2023 in Massachusetts, and was indicted. He later pled guilty to 6 counts of willful retention and transmission of national defense information, eventually getting sentenced to 15 years in prison. Another problem that has become very prominent on Discord is that of revenge porn. In multiple cases, users band together and create servers where they then post private images without the consent of the person in the image, as well as names, addresses, and other information. This is called doxing, and is when someone finds and publishes identifying information about a person normally for malicious intention. These servers often present themselves as celebrity leak servers. If you have been on Discord for long enough, you most likely would have seen one of these servers being spammed in other servers. But it has been rumored that these leak servers also are responsible for revenge. The users often blackmail and extort the victim into sending either money or more private images to them. The problem got so bad, in fact, that Discord made an official statement saying, "At Discord, we take a firm stance against the sharing, distribution, taking, or creation of sexual sexually suggestive content of other people without their knowledge or consent. Recently, 12 people were arrested and charged after 117 women had private images of them leaked onto the platform without their consent. In 2020, 500 men were banned from a server that contained a file with over 11,000 images of mostly Irish women. Discord has since spoken out and seems to be cracking down on these servers that plague Discord. Over the past few years, a new and disturbing pattern has emerged on Discord. Mass shooters using the platform to plan, announce, and glorify their crimes. They do this with cryptic messages, and sometimes even spread ideology in servers and communities with other people who share the same dark intentions. In 2019, Brenton Tarrant would actively use websites like 8chan and Facebook, where he shared his ideology and planned to carry out a mass shooting, which he even streamed on Facebook. Investigators said following the shooting that Brenton Tarrant was a part of multiple Discord extremist communities, with servers even popping up after the shooting, glorifying the shooter and his actions. Rest in peace. In 2022, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos entered an elementary school and killed 19 children and 2 adults, as well as himself. When investigators began to look into his online presence, they unfolded a huge amount of evidence on the Discord program. They found out that the shooter frequently used Discord to message people he met on games, often centering the conversations around weapons, his violent fantasies, and his plans. He would send multiple images of his weapons to the Discord server he was a part of, as well as hinting towards shooting up a school in the days before he carried out his plan. On the morning of the attack, he messaged a few people on Discord, even messaging one person in Germany stating he was going to kill his grandma, which he actually went on to do. Rest in peace. So far, we have looked at the darkest communities that have operated on Discord. But what happens when a member of a community commits a horrific crime and then shares it all over Discord? Well, in the spring of 2019, 17-year-old Bianca Devins and 21-year-old Brandon Clark would meet initially on Instagram and Discord. They both shared the same hobbies and Discord servers, which mainly centered around gaming. The two became friends and even met up in person, this then enabling Bianca Devins to trust Clark. Sadly, however, on the 14th of July 2019, Brandon Clark would brutally murder Bianca Devins at a concert. On the 14th of July 2019, Bianca and Clark went to a Nicole Dollanganger concert located in Queens, New York. After the show, Clark began to show signs of jealousy as Bianca Devins was seen hanging with another male friend. Clark and Bianca Devins then drove back toward home and started to argue about the fact that she had kissed another person. The argument escalated and Clark pulled over before he retrieved a knife and stabbed Bianca multiple times in the car. He then took pictures of her body and uploaded them onto Discord with the caption, "Sorry you're going to have to find someone else to orbit," before he also created a video of the murder. Clark then phoned the police at 7 a.m. and when they arrived, he stabbed himself in the neck but survived. He was later charged and given 25 years in prison. The images of Bianca's body started to spread all over social media, first from Instagram and then Twitter, and finally 4chan, which she actually frequented before she was murdered. Rest in peace, Bianca Devins. Discord can be a place to connect, but as we've seen, it can also hide some of the darkest communities on the internet. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as it goes a long way. This is also a new type of video I want to start making. So if you want any other type of videos just like this, make sure to comment down below.